Mic check.
That's an interesting mic check. Some people some
Screaming
people do the 5 and the 4, or the numbers, and you're there
Just scream. Yeah.
screaming. Is this all part of our open, candid conversation?
We did this at the start of last episode.
Did we? How candid was it?
Pretty darn candid.
Not as candid as this.
We're 20 seconds in already.
We're 20 seconds in. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 5.
Which we had to check.
We had to check because we are... Well, I mean, as you pointed out, episode 4's title was We're Back. 2 months later, we're back
We're back again.
How many times can we use the whole We're Back thing?
I think this one's going to be titled We're Back.
We're
again.
We're like Bond. No time to podcast. It's effectively what
that's
pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate, yeah.
How have you been, Dan? It's been a good 2 months.
Yeah, it's been alright. I'm itching to record, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I'm
here we are.
Very excited.
Here we are. We are back. The sun is shining. I am a little bit miffed because we were promised snow today.
I'm a bit tired.
You're tired.
I'm a bit tired.
Has it been a tiring couple of months for you?
Yeah, I'm just haven't slept.
Oh God.
In about 2 months.
Do you want to talk about this off the
That's
recording?
okay. I just stayed up and watched every single film that was related to the Oscars because I love the Oscars.
Oh really? Did you? So
yeah,
tell me your best picture.
That was a joke setup.
Oh right.
I'm
okay.
not actually tired.
Oh I see. I really missed
funny
stuff.
I
missed the boat there.
That's alright.
So in terms of the last couple of months, have you watched any films? Seamless transition.
That was great.
I
went to the cinema. I watched The Gentleman. It's the new Guy Ritchie film. It's got an ensemble cast. There's Colin Farrell, there's Charlie Hunnam, the guy from Paddington 2, Hugh Grant.
I love that that's his legacy now. He used to be really big, Hugh
so.
Grant, and then he sort of did a few things that he shouldn't have done, and then was in as a bad guy in Paddington.
Have you seen Paddington 2?
Oh, Paddington 2 is like my favourite film.
What else are you going to remember that man for?
Yeah, to be fair.
Being a naughty boy in the 90s.
Although, I remember when we were watching and Ben Whishaw came on the screen and you were like, that's Paddington. You were bitterly disappointed about that realisation.
Probably Paddington.
He doesn't show up in Paddington.
Yeah, but it's Ben Whishaw.
Ben Whishaw.
I don't actually know.
He's Ben Whishaw in The Gentleman. He's a gentleman.
Not that I remember. Either way, that film was amazing. Guy Ritchie's back to his best. I was thoroughly engaged the entire time. Every character is amazing. Even Hugh Grant, who I don't tend to like as an actor, surprised me a lot. Charlie Hunnam is one of my favourite actors out there. I feel like he's underrated because he doesn't work as much, or he's not in as many big pictures as other people.
Yeah.
But he's an amazing actor. Colin Farrell
he's super.
So funny. He's the funniest character in the film.
There's something about Colin Farrell that is just so have you seen In Bruges?
In Bruges is in my top.
It's superb, and Colin Farrell in that film is just incredible.
Yeah.
Him and the guy that
Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah.
Donald Gleason's father. What's his?
Is that a fact?
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
It's not pronounced Domhnall either.
Domhnall, no. I do really like Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason's great.
He's fantastic.
Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleeson. See, we hung that up so you could get it.
To Brendan Gleeson because he's an amazing actor. Mad Eye Moody is my favourite character in Harry Potter. Him or Cedric Diggory.
I haven't. Do you know what? I've dabbled in the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
Mainly through force of other people making me watch it. I recently went to the studios as someone's luxurious Christmas present, and I thoroughly enjoyed the studios because film and all that stuff. Because film, basically, that should have been my entire review of it. But I don't think I've picked a favourite character. I like that big
Hagrid.
White bird.
Oh, Buckbeak.
Yeah.
Buckbeak.
That's the one. That wasn't a crude comment about women either. I meant an actual animal.
You don't actually know what gender Buckbeak is. I'm that into Harry Potter. I feel like I should know what gender Buckbeak is.
You can't assume.
I know, yeah, that's true.
It's a new age. Let Buckbeak decide.
Colin Farrell is in the Harry Potter franchise.
He is.
He's in Fantastic Beasts, which, as time goes on,
getting worse.
It's getting worse.
The second one was bad. The second one was so forgettable.
I didn't even want to watch it because everyone said it was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
The first one was really good when I first watched it, and then I watched it again, and I was like, okay, it's still passable. Yeah. And then I tried to watch it a third time, and I got about 10 minutes in, and I was like, this is shit.
At what point do you think someone walks up to J.K. Rowling and says,
"Fuck off"? I feel very sorry. I feel very strongly about J.K. Rowling.
I was gonna say someone goes up to her and tells her to do a new idea, but
I would tell her to fuck off.
I admire everything she's done, but as a person, I do not like her.
She's one of those people where you have to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
I hate her so much. Yeah. But I love Harry Potter.
You love Harry Potter.
I just forget that woman.
It's fine. Someone else wrote the screenplays, so don't worry about it.
She wrote the books.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
And the books are really good as well.
Oh well, I've never read the books.
I
can't read.
The Gentleman.
Seeing I can't read. What does that say on the PowerPoint on our script? Dan, talk about the Gentleman. Yeah, you definitely stayed on topic.
We stayed on topic, right? And yeah, we use PowerPoint for notes. All right.
All right, we're fucking sick.
The Gentleman. I am going to give it a rating here.
Oh wow.
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 because
4 out of 5.
It kept me incredibly engaged. There's so many twists and turns. I was engaged until the cut to black.
Oh,
and it's very rare. It's very rare that a film does that. That you're so engaged. I was like leaning forward in my seat in the cinema.
Is it a good cinematic film?
Yes, it's incredible.
But it also strikes me as the kind of thing that would quite easily translate.
Yeah, so there's some films that are awesome in the cinema but not too great at home. Horror films tend to fall into that category unless it's like Get Out or one of the big commercial horror films. Like Insidious and stuff like that. They're okay at home, but sometimes in the cinema it's a lot more scary because of the atmosphere and stuff.
Yeah.
The Gentleman is amazing in the cinema. It's not out for home viewing.
No.
But from,
I feel like Joker would fall into that category a bit, of something that wouldn't translate as well.
I tried to watch Joker. I love Joker. I think it's an amazing film. I think it's very deserving of all the praise it's got. But I tried to watch it here, and I fell asleep.
Oh dear.
So,
but I feel like you have to be in. I don't know. That film will never have as much of an impact on second viewing.
No,
at all.
Not.
Because on first viewing, it's quite something. Dan has just straddled the bed. I see. Okay. On the total opposite of the spectrum of your praise for
I'm back.
Gentleman. You're back.
I'm back.
I'm gonna shit on a film that was highly praised last year. The Favourite. Alright, so
I don't know anything about it.
There I was. Actually, do you know what? I've seen 2 terrible films, both because of my mother.
Story time.
And I know she listens when I think she tells me she does. So either she's a serial liar or a good mother. So I'll test her on this. This is only 8 minutes in, so surely she's gotten this far. She decided that she wanted to watch The Favourite when I was at home, and so there we were, and it was that or a film called, I've been desperate to see this film on Netflix called Okja, I think it is, which is basically about a massive like hippo thing that gets taken by Tilda Swinton, and it just looks fun.
I want to watch it.
But instead I had to watch The Favourite, and I thought, okay, it's had a lot of praise, and it's got a really good cast and that kind of thing. So we sat down and watched it, and it's the strangest fucking thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
That's a great cast.
It's like...
Oh, it's about Queen Anne.
Yeah. It's about Queen Anne. And I don't know how long the film is, mainly because I didn't reach the end. I got to the point where...
It's dead on 2 hours.
Where Emma Stone's character was like... I can't even remember what she did. She did something really strange, and I just thought, you know what, I can't be bothered anymore. Like, it was the final straw for me. Which is a shame. But it's... You know when I say to you that I hate artsy films?
Yes.
Films that are too clever?
Yes.
That is exactly what it is. It's so Oscar bait, and it's so like pandering to I would say film students, but then I am marring us.
We are.
we are students of le film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like it at all.
Well, judging by the cast, this should be amazing.
Yeah, 100%. And the performances are great, if not a little bit awkward, but they are really, really good. I just think it's how slow and how strange it is. It's the script I personally don't like. I think the performances and the costume design and pretty much everything else is fine. I didn't like the cinematography, but the story was just so sapping, and I sat there, and at one point I genuinely almost fell asleep, and I'm quite an engaged person most of the time.
Yeah.
And that just sort of sent me over the edge. But it by far wasn't worse than the other film I had to watch on request of my mother on her birthday. Ooh. And you can't say no when a woman turns 75. God, low blow. So she said, right, we're going to watch Mary Poppins Returns.
Returns?
Yeah, she's back. She's like the podcast.
That sounds dramatic.
And she returns after however many years she's been out on the dole.
Never seen a Mary Poppins film.
Don't.
Okay.
Honestly, this film was the most soulless thing I've ever seen in my life.
Who plays the eponymous hero?
It is that woman who is married to that man from The Office. I know. What's that? Emily Blunt. That's it. Yeah. And she's fine. She's totally fine in it. And I had a conversation with someone about this, and they said, "Oh, I was going to watch Mary Poppins Returns for because I know Dick Van Dyke's in it." And I was like, right, okay, yeah, fine. But Dick Van Dyke is in it for like a 5-second cameo, and it's the most pointless thing I've ever seen in my life. And Lin-Manuel Miranda's Cockney accent makes me cry.
The original Mary Poppins, Dick Van Dyke's in that.
Yeah, and he's good. And he's great.
I'm going to say something you're not necessarily going to agree with. Go on. When I used to study accents...
Oh, I didn't know you studied accents.
Dick Van Dyke... Yes, briefly. Dick Van Dyke was one of the accents that people would go to. His Cockney accent, if you were doing a very bad Cockney accent.
Yeah. Could you give us a good Cockney accent?
No. No.
Fair enough.
I don't want to.
You don't do that anymore?
No, not
if
really.
If you want to, you can find some of Dan's old content in the ether.
It was on YouTube. I think it's gone.
Oh, if someone found that.
I think it's gone.
It should be gone. It's somewhere. Somebody has that somewhere.
It's gone.
Somebody has that somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, but by comparison, Lin-Manuel Miranda, it's like he's just turned it. Because you know he's got that kind of voice with that really, like,
I don't know who
like
that is.
nasal... The one that wrote, like, Hamilton and wrote the music for Moana and things like that. No, if you heard his voice, you would realise that he has a very, like, obvious and quite obtrusive voice. And it's quite, you know, it's just shit. Like, it's a kid's film, and it's supposed to be a little bit... Do you recognise the face? Dan is Googling Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Isn't he married to Melissa Fumero? No.
I have no idea who
that
that
would be
is.
David Fumero.
That would be David Fumero,
what a
yeah.
fucking...
But yeah, I mean, and I've seen Hamilton, and it was fine. It was a very good West End production that might have not even been on the West End. I can't really remember. But this film was just shit. But it was. I did make it to the end because Mother wanted me to, and I do what Mother says because I want my pocket money at the end of every month.
I can't like Moana, to be honest.
You can't what?
I like Moana, so...
Did you? Well, yeah, he sings in that film, I believe. He sung with The Rock, everyone's favourite. And if The Rock had shown up in Mary Poppins Returns, I would have watched it.
He plays Melissa Fumero's brother in an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's what that comes
there you
from.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I've not seen a good film recently. I've actually seen some really boring and shitty films. I watched the Avengers Endgame Blu-ray the other day, and that was always fun. Just for the last hour of that film, I could just sit and watch on repeat over and over again.
100%.
I don't really see anything good at all.
I saw Marriage Story.
Oh yeah, I've seen that relatively recently.
Just because Adam Driver who I didn't used to be a big fan of.
No.
Because I like Star Wars, but I don't like... I haven't seen the last 2, I think.
Yeah.
I saw the first one with Adam Driver, and I didn't like it at all. I love the old Star Wars. My favourite is Revenge of the Sith.
Okay. I'm lost in this conversation.
Awesome.
Dan has switched off.
I need a reboot. No, I didn't used to be a big fan of Adam Driver, but the thing is, I watched Black Klansman. There we go.
Yes, yeah.
I watched Black Klansman when I was incredibly hungover.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I have Now TV. I have Now TV. Black Klansman is on Now TV.
Yes.
I bought it off of YouTube for £8.
Ah.
Because I was so like disorientated. I don't know what I was doing. Why did I buy a film off YouTube?
That's a mistake.
Weird.
Does that mean you permanently have the film?
Yeah, I permanently have it.
Well, I mean, look, put it this way. Actually, that's my arm gone. I did watch the Downton Abbey film recently, and that was good. But anyway, back to... I paid £5 to rent that. I didn't even get to keep it. Didn't even get to keep it.
But Adam Driver in Black Klansman blew me away. He was amazing. So I've watched some of his more recent films. I watched Logan Lucky. That is amazing. Logan Lucky is an incredibly fun film with a great cast. Daniel Craig's in it, who is apparently James Bond.
Something about... Not for much longer, Dan.
I hate James Bond. Channing Tatum is in it.
Oh, wow, okay.
Some people have argued is a bad actor. I disagree wholeheartedly.
I think he has his place.
Have you seen the Tarantino film that he's in? The one... What's it called? Seven.
The Magnificent Seven?
Yes. He's amazing in that one.
No, I've not seen that.
You should watch it. It's on Netflix, I think. He's amazing in Logan Lucky. He's pretty good in that dance film. Like Step Up.
That dance Step Up?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like a Disney-owned thing?
Hell yeah.
Wow, I didn't know Adam Driver was in that.
No,
so you have a newfound
appreciation.
Oh, right.
Right, back to Adam Driver.
He's in Magic Mike, which I haven't seen.
I like that film.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
How did you find it?
Oh.
Dad's gone very red.
Oh. Dear me.
Is that why, Janet?
Matthew McConaughey's in that as well.
Oh dear.
Oh,
I don't think anyone wants to see that.
He wears a shirt in that film.
Ever?
No. There's no shirt and a cowboy hat. Pretty cool.
My mum hates Matthew McConaughey. Not from any valid reason. She just thinks he's creepy.
I love him. He's fucking awesome in The Gentleman.
Yeah,
he's undoubtedly...
He's a strange person to throw in there.
Top 2 characters.
Out of 6,000, it seems.
It's like an ensemble British cast, apart from Matthew McConaughey, who is American in the film. He's also the main character. Back to Adam Driver. I watched Logan Lucky, which he's amazing in. To be fair, his like acting in Star Wars is really good. It's just the films aren't great, or the film that I've seen isn't great. I watched... What else did I watch? Yeah, Black Klansman. He's amazing in that. And then I watched Marriage Story because people were saying, Adam Driver or Joaquin Phoenix is going to win the Oscar. Yeah. I was like, okay, I've seen Joker and Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin
100% deserves this.
Yeah,
but I've got as much as I don't care about the Oscars, I'd like to see what this is all about. So I watched Marriage Story. I didn't cry, which is odd because I normally cry at films.
Yeah, I don't think it's a. I mean, yes, it's a sad film, but it's not a really like traumatic, tragic film.
No, but it is I found it to be a very good, realistic.
It's very visceral. Yeah, it's very
depiction of a marriage that falls apart.
Yeah,
and everyone talks about the scene, like the argument with him and Scarlett Johansson, which is amazing. But I just think his performance throughout the film is amazing. So when he's a woman comes to evaluate his abilities as a parent, So as a woman, like, you know, he's having dinner with his son and stuff. And there's a trick he does with like a pocket knife. And he cuts his arm open fairly deep. And he just like wraps it up and like carries on. Because he doesn't want to look like a bad father. And he like passes out on the floor because he lost so much blood. And his performance is amazing. If he won the Oscar over Joaquin, I don't think I would have been that annoyed.
No, I think Marriage Story is the example of a film where the script is king and the actors pull it off so well, because it's such a simple narrative and there's nothing really difficult about it.
Yeah,
and it's the art is in the dialogue of that film.
It's a film where not too much happens.
No,
like it doesn't follow the traditional film structure.
But also, it's not a film where nothing happens and it's too long. Once upon a time.
You haven't seen it. So
well, it's 3 hours long. It's 3 hours long, and I've seen a 5-minute scene from it. And I was told by someone who has seen the film that I have seen the film from watching that one scene.
No, which scene?
The one where there's like a big fight in his house.
Fuck off. No, not a chance. That is the Tarantino. That is like the quintessential Tarantino-esque scene at the end.
Although, yeah, when I saw the film, I was like, this is not what I was expecting. No, the scene even. I was like, this is not what I was expecting.
The film is an amazing love letter to filmmaking.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt steals the show, which we'll talk about a little bit more later.
We're doing well at feeding into ourselves before we've even fed into ourselves, which is really clever.
But
someone hire us.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a beautiful piece of filmmaking. A film doesn't need to have loads of shit happening for it to be a good film.
Sorry, actually, no, I'll do that bit again. Marriage Story is a film that isn't too long where nothing happens. Irishman.
Yes. Yes.
I thought you'd
That's
appreciate
way
that
better. Fuck that film. It's rubbish. I didn't like that film at all.
No. It's a
CGI
shame because
shit as well.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I really like De Niro and I like Joe Pesci and
the cast is
Al
not
Pacino.
the issue.
No, but it's like, do you know when you just watch them all and you think, yeah, you are all done. I mean, like Robert De Niro was in a Warburton's advert or something like. Was it Warburton's or Hovis? He was doing a bread advert, and I was just like, for fuck. I mean, that's just it, isn't it?
You look at that and you think that is Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, do you know what? Those bread adverts have shown me that the things that I used to love are dying. Robert De Niro was in one. The Muppets advertising for bread. People used to love the Muppets.
I think they still do.
Now they all love K-pop. What's happened?
I'm gonna give that a go. Loads of people love it.
What, K-pop?
Yeah,
give it a go. You can do that. I'll leave that side of the world to you.
Next.
Maybe we should both sort of all of the fashionable things to like. We should split them in half and we should try them each.
I get to try K-pop.
Yeah, and I get to try
being bisexual.
Identifying as a trumpet. The Oscars happened recently, speaking of things that are controversial and nobody likes. I want to ask you quickly, Dan, as a genuine rule, you think...
A little bit of Tory slipped out there. Sorry.
A little bit. Your inner Tory.
My inner Tory slipped out.
Your
not
Tory alter ego.
Not Tory.
You don't need to disclose that, Dan. If you're they'll get you.
They'll come for me.
I don't think the Oscars or award shows in general should exist. I don't think they have a place anymore. I think they've become so much about I think they've become so much about who isn't nominated that it doesn't actually matter who is nominated. I feel like they're losing their shine. You've got people that I can't remember what it was. No, do you know what? This is a totally separate award show. I was watching the Brits.
Sure.
And there was a best male. There's a best male solo artist and there's a best female solo artist, or international male artist, international female artist. One of those categories. And Paloma Faith came onto the stage and she said, "Here are the nominees for Best International Male Artist," as if we need to represent the men. So she was complaining that men had been nominated in a all-male category. I just feel like they have become a platform for people to go up and spout their...
Yeah, I see where she's coming from there.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
what is this category? But then I just like, you know, you look at the landscape of how we've developed, and it's like nobody really cares who wins, because even the people who win, they go up and they talk about the people that aren't there, and I think it's just become so pat yourself on the back, you know, so pandering that I would never watch it, because I think my enjoyment would be tarnished by endless adverts and people's, you know, political agendas.
It has become very political, and I think with the Oscars, as soon as I don't know when it was, but as soon as the term Oscar bait comes around, it's time for it to go away, because you can't make a film purely for Oscar bait. I don't think that should be a thing, but it is. But
it is, and
people make films purely to try and win
because
Oscars.
They know the Academy will be like, oh, that's edgy.
Yeah, like exactly.
That. Yeah,
but it's not a true representation of what is a good film.
Yeah,
because there are great films that people love that just don't get any love at all. Yeah. Being a really big horror fan, horror is such an overlooked genre. In terms of award shows and stuff. Yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there's things like Get Out, which is a horror film, but it's not a representation of the horror genre as a whole.
No.
There's so much more. And I think The Invisible Man, which we'll talk about in a bit, will be one of those big horror films that people will, you know, it'll be a big commercial horror film like Insidious and all that stuff. But there are so many great horror films that are overlooked at award shows and stuff simply because it's a horror film, not because it's a film.
The Oscars, and I feel like award shows in general, whether you're talking about the Brits or the BAFTAs or whatever it is, or the NTAs, the thing that is the best should win, not the thing that, you know, pushes the right agenda or panders to the right audience. The thing that tells the best story, or the actor that acts the best, gives an outstanding performance, they should be the ones that win. We shouldn't be looking at award shows and saying, you know, oh, there isn't enough of this or there isn't enough of that. If something wins, like people complaining about when Parasite won, it's a good story. It's a original story that somebody has told, and we don't have enough of that. People, you know, I like war films, but there's too many war films. I don't think 1917 should have won Best Picture regardless of how good it is, because that's a story that has been told. Yes, it's important we tell those stories still, but Parasite deserves to win because it's original and it's a new take and it's something that's different,
regardless of whether it's a foreign film or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's foreign to us. It's foreign to the Academy.
Yeah,
but like you said, amazing original script film, should have won all the awards. Bong Joon-ho,
he's superb. I
love
him.
He's a great director.
Yeah.
So we've basically shat all over award shows there.
Yeah.
But we are going to move.
Time to talk about award shows.
Time to talk about what's gone right.
Yes.
At award shows recently.
Yeah.
So we don't like them, but they're a thing.
Yeah, they are. Will not. I don't think we will be the people that bring down the Oscars.
Obviously. So we'll take it on the chin. People will still like it.
Yep.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes, he is now
Best
an Oscar winner,
which is thoroughly deserved for so long.
Yes, he should probably have about 3 by now.
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
Walk the Line,
The Master.
Oh, The Master. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great film, but it's great performances from everyone in that film. So, you know,
I think it's a good film. I liked it.
Joaquin is just, he throws himself into everything.
He really does.
And he's a real sort of, he's a very admirable person as well, if not a little bit edgy. But he's done and seen some shit. So
I don't think when it comes to Joaquin though, it's not fake. It's
no. He's genuinely that weird.
Just a bit of an odd guy.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because of what he's been through.
Yeah.
In his life, like if you look into his life, like growing up as part of a cult.
Yeah.
His brother passing away basically in his arms.
Yeah, exactly.
When he was younger, he's just been through a lot.
Yeah.
And he's genuinely quite like a weird, not weird, but like
He's different. He's unique.
He's a unique
the nicest
guy.
way to put it. And he channels that into his performances, and that's fantastic.
Why he was so perfect for Joker.
Yeah.
He was such good casting. A lot of people were worried about it. Why would you be worried about it? Joaquin is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
And he did deserve this Oscar. Adam Driver, very close second.
Yeah.
But Joker was always going to win awards, or Joaquin was always going to win awards.
There wasn't. Do you know what the only Oscar that I was frustrated that I thought went to the wrong person or the wrong film was when Toy Story 4 won Best Animated Feature. Okay. I mean, just come on now.
I haven't seen it.
It should have been Klaus. Much better film, much better animation. It's a Christmas film about Father Christmas, basically. It's very, very, very good, very charming, and everything that Toy Story 4 isn't. Parasite, they swooped in to win 4. Bong Joon, as we've spoken about, was the I think from the overall award season, he came out as the hero of it all. Everyone fell in love with Bong a little bit, didn't they? Because he was so charismatic. And so just sort of, this was a guy who'd obviously, had very little knowledge of the English language and still went up and was more charismatic than anyone who could speak English. It was superb.
He's a funny guy, yeah.
And what a few weeks for his translator as well. She was up there every single awards ceremony, and she was probably like, "This is fantastic. I just have to translate."
Yeah.
Big up Bong. You want to have a little chat about Brad Pitt, don't you?
Yeah,
best supporting actor winner
for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I love, and it's one of my favourite films. I don't know if I'm sort of alone in thinking that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is amazing. Obviously, other people do, but it's half and half because it's Tarantino, obviously.
Yeah, he divides opinion at the best of times.
I personally, I think it's an amazing love letter to filmmaking, to that time period. Does the film have problems? Is it a perfect film? No, it's not a perfect film, and yes, it has problems. But I still think it's amazing. And Brad Pitt, his performance outshines everybody in the film.
Yeah.
Even Leo. Leo has a couple of scenes where you think he could be the best actor in the world right now.
Yeah.
Leo, I'm talking about. But Brad Pitt consistently throughout that film is amazing. Even the scenes where he's just driving through Hollywood, they, to me, are incredibly engaging. And his just mannerisms and how he acts, literally, is the best part of the film for me. As a sequence that builds incredible tension, and I feel like if it was anyone else but Brad Pitt, it wouldn't work, but it works. And he's really funny and witty in the film.
Yeah. The
scene where he has a fight with Bruce Lee is one of, if not my favourite scene in the movie. He kicks Bruce Lee into a car.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it sounds nuts out of context. Brad Pitt kicks Bruce Lee into a car.
That sounds like a shitty YouTube video title.
Yeah.
Like OMG with a few arrows
YouTube
everywhere.
From 2007 or 2006.
Those are the days.
Yeah, Brad Pitt thoroughly deserving of that award. Best supporting actor, he could have won. I mean, in another year, could have won Best Actor, even though he wasn't the main character.
I never really understand what classifies supporting from main, because I saw Tom Hanks was up for Best Supporting Actor, but he was on the front of the posters and everything for the what was it?
As was Brad Pitt, but he wasn't the main focal point of the film. I just think it's that the character that's not the main focal point of the film.
Marriage Story didn't go away empty-handed though. Laura Dern picked up one for Best Supporting Actress, and I don't think anyone can have any complaints about that.
Thoroughly deserved.
She was
really good.
Superb. I actually think, if I was being a little bit pedantic with it, I think Best Original Screenplay could have quite easily have gone to Marriage Story.
Sure.
But again, it's difficult for me to judge. I've not properly seen Parasite, so I
haven't properly sat down and...
I could be totally blown out of the park by it. But the Oscars, aren't they? I mean, they're going to come around again next year, and we'll, bash them again.
Arguably, just shout out.
Have you got like a hot take for who will take an Oscar away next year?
I'm hoping, not a specific person, but I'm hoping a horror film has, an upcoming horror director or horror. So someone like Lee Winnell or Ari Aster, director of Midsommar and Hereditary, which are two. Ari Aster's done 2 big horror films. I think 2 films. And those 2, and they are both amazing. I think Jordan Peele, hopefully, comes around again with another amazing film.
Has he got anything coming up?
I don't actually know. I hope Edgar Wright's new film.
Yes, yeah.
Which is a horror film. I hope that does very well. Last Night in Soho, I believe it's called.
Oh, right, okay.
That's coming out, I think, late this year. That is going to be amazing. Edgar Wright is my favourite director of all time.
I've got a lock.
I hope it does incredibly well.
I think I'm going to make an early prediction. Mm-hmm. Right, Pixar are having a little bit of a down year this year. They did Frozen 2. The budget's gone. I think I know what is going to win Best Animated Feature, and I think it's going to go to Scoob.
Scoob?
Yep, the Scooby-Doo animated film. That film looks like it's either going to be atrocious or the best thing since
Sliced bread.
Sliced bread.
I love Scooby-Doo as a franchise. Any Scooby-Doo media, I'm over it.
Yeah. 100%.
We actually reacted to the trailer for Scoob in a unreleased 2 tickets venture.
You can buy that on our OnlyFans page. Dan strips at the end. That doesn't happen.
Nobody wants to pay for that. Nobody wants to see that.
No, I suppose. You should pay them.
That's true, yeah. No, we did, and I think Scoob looks amazing personally.
I think it does look good, but trailers can make anything look good. Just look at that Doolittle film. Apparently it's really, really bad, but the trailer looked alright.
The trailer looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
Another trailer we reacted to, which will be unreleased because it took too long for them to come out, and then the film came out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the problem.
This is the problem with doing this and being busy. We record some things and they don't come out.
Yeah.
The podcast, luckily, comes out usually. But we do want to do some other stuff.
We'll ask the Academy when we both pass away as great makers of this, as great enhancers of this wonderful industry, to play it in our tribute video.
Our reaction,
just the reaction to the Scoob, unreleased.
I don't want the James Bond one to come out.
Well, no, because you get ousted there, where you said I would actually watch a James Bond film.
That's a fucking lie. That's slander.
Dan, I will let you introduce this next segment as you have someone to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank Jarryd, a great friend and a great friend of the podcast.
1 of 5 listeners, devote listeners. I hope
Jarryd gave me this idea for us to talk about on the podcast: video games to TV and film. So video games that we think will translate well to TV and film, and vice versa. So TV series and films that we think. They have games, but or that aren't very good. Yeah, but we want them to have great games.
We are flipping them. We're doing all sorts of. We're making up our own rules and taking it. So we've got
3 games that we think would translate to a TV series or film really well.
Yeah,
and then we have 3 TV series. Actually, we just have 3 TV series.
3 TV series. Yeah.
It's hard for a film to contain that much content to translate to a game. But we've got TV series that we think good games could be made from them.
Yeah.
Because there is a couple of games like these 2 here, I believe, have games, but I think they're rubbish.
Dan pointed at the screen.
That has rubbish
that couldn't see. Yes. So I will let you go first, Dan.
Thank you. Okay. Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
Such a vast story over the 2 games, a TV series would be incredible.
Yep.
Now, number 2 is very cinematic.
Yes.
Arthur Morgan's story and the story of the Dutch Van der Linde gang over the two games, is complete. So I don't know if the TV series should revisit that story.
Would you? Yeah, this is another thing that maybe we haven't thought of. Would you like the TV series to adapt further on the story or retell the story already told?
I think it should be new.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe contain characters that maybe don't get too much love in the games. Charles in Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe a TV series set before the games. Yeah. So when Arthur was young and when Dutch and I've forgotten his name now.
Who?
Dutch is right. Hosea,
yeah.
So maybe Dutch and Hosea raising Arthur and John. That would be a good TV series. I just think
there's definitely been something, and it's there, and I can't remember what it is. That something that was either a book and then it became a game and then a film or something like that. I will continue to rack my brain whilst you develop your idea.
So obviously, cowboy and Wild West films in TV series is a incredibly vast genre and a very well-known genre and one of the best that's ever been. I watched a TV series recently called Godless that was set in sort of the West and as cowboys and such. Not very good. I liked it at the start. As I watched it, it just got really boring and dull. Yeah. The characters were the problem. Right. Red Dead has a really big fan base and amazing characters. Spoilers for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's been out for a year. Grow up.
I've got my ears shut. I won't listen to this. No, it's fine. Spoil it. I've not seen it.
Wait, do you not know what happens?
No, I don't know what happens. But say it.
I'm not going to spoil it then.
Okay. No one will know. People that have played it will know. I
cried at the end of that game because of the story it told. I think it would translate. Those characters would translate incredibly well to a TV series because the game is so cinematic.
Yeah, but the problem with all of these, it's like whenever a game becomes a television program or a film, it flops because of the fan base behind it. So I think if you're not trying to tell the same story, then you can do something. You've got a little bit of scope as long as you stay true to the characters and stuff like that.
People hate the Avengers game because it's not the Avengers that they know.
Yeah, no, that's very very true, and also it does look bad.
It does.
I mean, I will buy it when it comes out because I want to see if it's anywhere near the caliber that it could be because of how long they've worked on it.
Sure,
but it looks shit.
It looks rubbish because it's not the characters that we know. It's not RDJ. Yeah. It's not.
Yeah, that's it. You're
Chris Evans.
And I think it would work if they didn't use strange character models. Yeah. They've gone so far away from what is familiar that you're almost like, right, what is this?
That's not Cap.
Because you look at, if people go back to original like Iron Man comics and look at Iron Man's original suit that's all like blocky and looks like, it looks horrendous. People, if you put that to someone, they'd be like, what is that? That is not Iron Man. He does not look cool. So, I agree with you with Red Dead Redemption. They're definitely a television series because they seem to translate. Westerns seem to translate better to television programs, especially nowadays, like Westworld and things like that.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's very good. Yeah. I've seen a few episodes of it, and it's very, very good. That works.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw in a film, which is just completely undermining everything I just said. I think God of War, if done correctly, would be an epic film that has scope to be more than just one thing. It can be a franchise. I'm talking God of War, the most recent one. I'd love to put a number on it, but
I haven't played.
I think it's 4. I think it's 4.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 4.
God
of 4. Yeah, there you go. You're proud of that one. I think that the Norse mythology, the way that they do it, the characters that they have with Kratos and Atreus, the relationship between those two is fantastic. The reveals at the end is fantastic. Dan, are you ever likely to play it?
No. Is it a PlayStation exclusive?
It is a PlayStation exclusive.
Then no.
Well,
unfortunately, I have an Xbox.
Yeah, this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
At the end, Atreus gets revealed to actually be Loki, and that sets up something whole new in the next game. And then at the very end, you go back to your little house thinking you're gonna have a nice retired life with your son, and who shows up? Thor. So it's honestly some of the moments. Yeah, some of them. You should. Do you know what You know what you should do when this podcast is.
This is the Rad Brad played this.
You what?
He's the only person on YouTube I'll watch play games.
I don't know, but they what you could do. Don't they still do those things? People with too much time on their hands make do they? There you go.
Rad Brad. I'm gonna watch that.
They do the cinematic version where it's all the cinematic clips cut together. The game is incredible and visually it's amazing, so I don't know how well it would translate to a film because that would be very, very difficult to get.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I don't. I mean, I'm undermining my own argument here by saying that I actually feel like I don't want them to do it.
You're just scared that it'll go wrong. But if it goes right, it'd be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, it'd be amazing because I loved Assassin's Creed and it's something we're going to talk about in a minute. But the film was horrendous. It was so vapid and it was so dull, and the Assassin's Creed games.
Just quickly, Michael Fassbender, not his fault.
No, really not his fault. Yeah, he tries, but that was just the actual writing for it, the script for it was horrendous because they're such immersive games, and they decided to go for the most vapid thing that they could. Yeah. So it would take a very, very good. A very good writer to translate the quality of God of War and I think there are rumours that they are making something with it now. The Witcher is what I was thinking of.
Oh, there we go.
A book into a game into a TV series.
It's been recommended to me a lot, and I want to watch it. I just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, it does look good, and I like Henry Cavill.
I've played the games a little bit, and I really like.
I've never played the games, so.
I love Henry Cavill. I'm going to get around to watching it.
And people didn't seem to hate that. So maybe we're progressing into a better world where maybe video games translate a little bit better into films and TV series.
I think I have a great Dreamcast. You should play Kratos in God of War. Kratos is the main guy.
Yeah, the big man.
Triple H.
Yeah, I would.
Helmsley.
I would 100% agree with you because all he tends to do is grunt.
Paul.
And I'm sure Paul could do that. There is nobody else that I would look at and say, yeah, they could do it.
It's just because he looks like it.
He looks like it. Do you know what they could get? They could get a really brute Scandinavian guy who was a good actor.
Ben Kingsley.
Whoosh. I agree with you. I agree with you in that sense. I think
Tom Hardy.
The person, maybe
he grunts a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen The Drop?
No.
He grunts a lot in that film.
There's
Mad Max grunts a lot in that film.
Yeah, that's very true. What they'd have to do, and you'd have to, which is the problem, you'd have to get a really good child actor because the Atreus carries that story. And the side characters, there's a character that you pick up, I can't remember the name of, and it's just a head. It's just a head that you carry around because he's got this Odin's eye or something like that. It's all, but there's some amazing things with Valkyries in it, which are we know Valkyries from Thor Ragnarok and all that sort of stuff. But in Norse mythology, they're these terrifying demonic angels that you have to set free by killing them and all sorts of. It's such a great game.
A harpy.
I mean. Heartbeat.
Harpy.
Wasn't that? Oh right, a harpy. I thought you were talking about the ITV. Oh god,
I used to watch that.
He's done it. Dan, go on. We teased Assassin's Creed.
Sorry, no, quickly. God of War. Good child actors. There are some.
There are some.
The kids out of Stranger Things are all pretty good.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah.
Who's the one who was in It as well? Finn Wolfhard.
Oh right.
I really like him.
Yeah.
I like his films. Bit of a weird kid.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Shags the alien in Stranger Things.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
I'm gonna remove that.
Timestamp. Dan, Assassin's Creed as a TV series. This is something that we have deliberated with.
Sorry, hold on. I can't say that.
What did you say?
I said the kid that shags the alien.
I thought that actually happened. Does it not happen?
Right. If the audio was a little bit weird there, if either of us had cut off, I had to remove something from the podcast.
Yeah, because there was
something was said that cannot be said on air.
I'd like to point out that this time it wasn't actually by me, which is quite impressive.
That was me. I made a mistake.
Is this like an apology?
This is an
video?
apology.
This is
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to the kids from Stranger Things.
No. I've got to cut this now. I've got to cut this. Right. Right. Hold on.
Oh God.
49th to 50.
This is 57th at this rate.
55th.
This is what they'll play when we die.
Okay, right. We are okay. There's going to be a cut there.
There is going to be a cut.
And we're back because
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Okay, we're going to go with nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Definitely not something that can't be put. Yep, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And wasn't said by me, so the sun, go away. Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is a TV series.
I think Assassin's Creed, because there's a lot of main characters. I said there's however many. I haven't played all the games. Probably should.
What was the man's name? Desmond. The
Pope.
No. The Pope Desmond.
Desmond Tutu. Is the Pope in it?
What now?
I don't know.
No, the guy who goes into the machine and actually becomes
Sure.
Ezio.
I don't remember.
I think his name's Desmond.
Either way, there's different main characters and such throughout the series. I think something along the lines of Black Mirror.
Yeah, I like this. You piqued my interest when you said that.
Would be okay with Assassin's Creed, because maybe not like one episode per character, maybe like 5.
A couple, yeah. Even a series devoted to
each character
to a character. Yeah,
that could work. That could work.
The scale, I mean, scaling wise, it would probably not work because of how well they do it.
Yeah, but there's it would have to have a big budget.
Oh yeah, all of these would have to have a big budget. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just think it could work. I think
the story's there.
Yeah.
It's a great story. Name me a good TV film series. TV series / film that is a good assassin throwback kind of thing.
Yeah.
There isn't one, and I feel like people would watch it.
100%. If they did it right, people would watch it.
It still has a big fan base.
Yeah.
I've only played a couple of the games and seen the film, and I love it.
Yeah.
I just haven't got around to playing the games because there's a lot of stuff out there.
There's a lot of games.
I feel like it would make an amazing new original TV series.
Yeah, and I think they wouldn't even have to change the stories too much because the stories themselves are good.
Yeah.
And they work, and there's something very exciting about it. The only and you'd have to shoot it in a way that it still almost felt like you were the assassin. Because those moments when you're climbing up massive scalable buildings in the centre of Venice or stuff like that, they are great moments in video games, and I feel like they need to find a way to capture that isn't quick cut, quick cut, quick cut, quick cut, quick cut. I want to throw an honourable mention, which will never happen, but I'm allowed to dream at some point in my life. Spider-Man PS4, as I said to you, is the best piece of Spider-Man related media I think I've ever had the pleasure of interacting with. I think it's the best told Spider-Man story. It translates really well. The characters, I think it's one of my favourite Spider-Men. What's the correct way of saying that? Spider-Mans. Yeah, just everything about it is top draw. And I know they never made. The only way they could do it is if they made it into a cartoon series, I think. Because they released the game narrative as comics, and I've got them, and they're really good.
Have they?
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy those.
they are really good, and it just translates really, really well. Really good Spider-Man story. but that is my honourable mention because I know it'll never happen because Sony.
I didn't hear about those comics. Is it the game narrative is comics?
Yeah, and the same sort of character. It's all the same character designs and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
we'll hook you up. We'll find it.
Is it on Amazon?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to find out. Yeah, it's on Forbidden Planet. That's where I got mine from.
Here we go.
Big up Forbidden. You're more than welcome to sponsor the podcast. Flipping it around, we're going to go from the angle of now. Well, we've gone for 3 television shows, haven't we? As games, I piqued Dan's interest with suggesting something that I want to sort of give him the baton and let him run with it. Doctor Who game.
Doctor Who doesn't. I love Doctor Who.
Yes, I used to.
Yeah, I'm talking about up to Peter Capaldi. I don't like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. I love Jodie Whittaker.
You sexist pig.
I love Jodie Whittaker, just not as a Doctor.
Yes, she's
and Chris Chibnall as a tandem, and not the right tandem to take the show forward, in my opinion. Different conversation for a different day. An open world Doctor Who cinematic game, along the lines of what they've done with the new Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. An half open world, half like you're sort of forced to play along a linear story. I feel like Doctor Who would be a really good TV show to do that for.
And I think they could do something like you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the character in the Star Wars game a totally original character?
Yes. Yeah,
I think they
Cal
could.
Kestis, yeah.
I think they could do something where your Doctor is a totally different Doctor, blank slate to work with.
I would. That's what I was going to suggest. I absolutely love that idea to have, because Cal Kestis in Star Wars is the same actor. His name I don't know at the moment. He is the same guy that plays Jerome Valeska in Gotham,
right?
And Ian in the US Shameless. Great actor, but he is the main character, and I think they could go 2 ways about it. They could bring like an unknown actor to play a new Doctor, or they could grab someone. I still don't remember his name, but like in Star Wars, they could grab like a somewhat known actor. I don't think they should grab like a A-list actor. Not that
I don't think they should do a current or a past one either. As much as I'd love David Tennant to come back.
David Tennant, Chris Eccleston, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi.
Because you could have something where there's almost just someone who is a voice actor, and you have this blank slate, and you can, because there's a whole thing about what the Doctor wears, isn't there? Like the whole specific outfit for the certain Doctor. So give something that's open to these people and let them interact in their own little world with all the iconic monsters
and they can chuck in like iconic things from the TV series for your character for the Doctor to wear. So Matt Smith's known for the fez. David Tennant's known for the long trench coat. Chris Eccleston had the big black leather coat. You
could have all the different sonic screwdrivers designs.
The scarf from the fourth Doctor. Like you could have those things as like Easter eggs. Like you can wear them and stuff.
Customise your TARDIS.
Exactly.
There's so much scope there.
There's so much, and I feel like it would make an amazing game along the lines of Fallen Order, because the combat system, like the Doctor doesn't really fight.
No,
but he sort of creates scenarios. That would be the only sort of.
It'd be almost,
the story would be hard to figure out because the Doctor doesn't really fight enemies.
No.
He sort of figures out how to beat them in different ways.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could make it sort of like a puzzle thing.
Yeah. You could definitely do that.
I'm not a game developer, so I don't know. But
because they could. I mean, I'm stealing things from God of War, but you don't always mash someone up in God of War. Sometimes you have to do like puzzles, and you have to open doors, and you have to do different things that then So it could
not every game has to have you like Uncharted. Not every game has to have you like beating people up.
Yeah.
To progress in the story, and I feel like Doctor Who would be one of them, like along the lines of Uncharted. So I think amazing Doctor Who game would be amazing.
Yeah, I would chuck in a Sherlock detective game simply because I don't think there's anything out there, but maybe there's not the desire to have anything like it out there. I think it's difficult. I think if you had something that was clever, and again, this is the problem with maybe not having something that is button mashing that doesn't always appeal to the broader audience, like a Call of Duty or something like that. You know, Sherlock with a gun, that kind of thing. But Sherlock actually, interestingly, does have is quite adept at combat in the majority of the stories that are told about him. So I think it would work. They would, again, if you had all the iconic nods from Sherlock Holmes, all the Sherlock Holmes novels, Moriarty and the Hounds of Baskerville and whatever you wanted to do with that, they could definitely do something
quickly. If they do the Hounds of Baskerville like they did it in the TV series, I don't want it.
No, yeah,
that was a terrible episode.
That is the worst episode. Actually, having said that, the whole third series the fourth series is the worst. That
episode and series 4, if you forget about them, Sherlock is
fantastic. Perfect. Series 3 is phenomenal. Sherlock in terms of the writing, and then they fucked up.
Which is the Reichenbach Fall series? That's 2.
That's 2, I believe. That's after Hounds of Baskerville.
That's my favourite episode.
My favourite episode is the wedding. The wedding one. I really enjoy that.
Okay,
we're getting totally off topic. Yeah, I think Sherlock and Detective game.
Yeah, again, it wouldn't be combat based like the Doctor Who game, but I don't know if there's a market for it. People love Sherlock.
Yeah,
but do
gamers love it?
Gamers love Sherlock.
That's it.
I mean, I do personally.
It's more methodical than sort of than anything else. But we do have one on here that is shoot 'em up, and actually, interestingly, all of us come under the bracket of the Beeb. So maybe the BBC,
that is true. Yeah,
maybe the BBC can.
I didn't even
give us some credit when all 3 of these come out. Dan, hit us with the last one. Come on, show us. Show me what you got.
Peaky Blinders. Oh, I'm not going to do the accent.
No, because
by order of Peaky Blinders.
Yes,
I feel like Peaky Blinders would be a fucking amazing game.
Yeah. For sure. That could, again, be open world.
Again, I feel like along the lines of the new Star Wars game, and I don't know if I'm just saying that because of recency bias, but those kind of games work really well, and
because it's unique and it's set in the world that you recognise.
Yeah, like a single player, linear story single player game. I love those games personally; they're my favourite games. But Peaky Blinders, the story of Tommy Shelby and the Shelby family's rise through the sort of social ranks and social classes would be a really good story to tell. I don't know if you could get everything from the series in there because it's such a broad series. Yeah. But as a game, Peaky Blinders would be amazing, and I think if they got the cast from the TV series, that would be even better.
Because it could take the spin of Red Dead Redemption, couldn't it? You have loads of side missions, but they all link to a main overarching story, and you could even have it where you can be different characters and they all have unique traits to them.
Sort of like GTA 5, where you control the 3 characters. You control Tommy. In this one, you could control Tommy Shelby, Arthur, and John up to a point.
Yeah. Rip John.
Rest in peace, John Shelby. I love Joe Cole, by the way.
Yes. I really like Joe Cole.
He's in a really good Black Mirror episode, and another film that is eluding me right now. Amazing actor. But I feel like for the Peaky Blinders game to work, they would have to have the actors from TV series and stuff.
Yes.
And is Cillian or Cillian Murphy, however you say it. Is he gonna want
silly boy?
Is he gonna want to? I say Cillian.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's actually pronounced.
They'd have to get a lot of money.
Yeah, it would
to
have
convince
to,
them.
Yeah,
but then again, they do keep coming back and making more Peaky Blinders episodes when I didn't think they would. So they're obviously somewhat committed to this
really
to this character.
The last series.
Yeah,
the last series is
me
amazing.
Too. I think all of them are difficult to translate, and that's probably why they haven't been translated.
I think the most likely one is the Doctor Who one.
Yeah, because it's got there's so much scope there.
Not necessarily now because the TV series isn't doing so well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris Chibnall. You fucking fraud. Do I count that? No. Fuck
no,
him.
You don't.
Fuck him.
No,
Chris Chibnall.
That's not as bad.
What's the series he did that was really good?
I don't know.
Whitechapel? One of those?
I don't know.
He did
I'm
one of those.
Sure. I don't know much about Chris Chibnall. I just know people don't like him.
Fraud. That's why. That's why.
He is a unadulterated fraud. But yeah, I just think, with these, it might just be because we're so, I was about to say in love with these characters. That might be a bit much, but it's no.
The all 6 we've discussed. I love God of War I haven't played, but
I guarantee
I would really like to.
I guarantee you, like tomorrow or the next day, depending on how many episodes of that playthrough Dan is watching, but Dan will come back to me and say, "This is fantastic."
Yeah, 100%. The 5 that I know, I love.
Yeah,
the characters, the stories, all of that. I think Doctor Who is the one that would translate the best.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
In terms of making the game. And I think maybe the Red Dead Redemption series if they do it well, or the God of War film if they do it well. Assassin's Creed's a bit like, I think if they did it right, it would be amazing. If they did it wrong, it would be terrible.
Well, the film was just,
because they've tried it.
The film.
Michael Fassbender is amazing, but he can only drag so much.
Yeah, he signs up for everything, doesn't he, Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
I'm sure if someone asked him to listen to this podcast, he'd even do it.
I hope so.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, yeah.
All pipe dreams, I feel, and who knows, maybe one day they'll come out. Nobody thought we'd get an Avengers game, but here we are, almost 9 years after the first one came out, and people are still excited for it.
Yeah.
Some people are. It's got delayed. It's got delayed, so that shows how good it's doing. Quickly,
Red Dead Redemption 2 got delayed.
Did it?
And that's one of the best games I've ever played.
It might be for good reason. Let's hope it's for a good reason. Let's hope it's for a good reason.
We're gonna move on now. So thank you, Jarryd, for the idea for that segment.
Cheers, Jarryd. Never met you, but you sound like a lovely man.
He's awesome. Right. To end this one off, because we're gonna go back to making the podcast a little bit shorter because the last episode was very long.
Yeah. Nobody has an attention span to listen to us.
1:49.
That's all I'm saying. I'd rather listen to that than watch an Ipswich game, though.
Ooh, sports. Hello. Tyson Fury.
Bang.
Hello. Right.
He's not listening. Upcoming films. What are you planning on seeing soon?
Now, this is either out in the UK or has come out a couple of days ago, or is coming out. I'm not too sure. The Invisible Man. Now, if obviously the people listening to this aren't going to know, I have a little,
Dan has a horror shrine in his room.
Yeah,
I will describe it to you. There is Frankenstein posters, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man.
Boom. We'll stop there. Because that's what I want to talk about. I love the original Invisible Man. I think it's amazing. It's it falls into the Universal Monster Movies category. It came out in.
I didn't know that actually. I didn't realise that it tied into that.
Came out in the 40s, 50s, whatever, old horror film. I'm so happy they're making a remake because this looks like this. It's directed by Lee Winnell. Lee Winnell is in my opinion, a big name in the horror genre because of what he did. Involved in the early Saw films. Obviously, huge commercial success for the genre as a whole. He was involved in the Insidious franchise, and he was also involved in a film that I thought was okay. Some people didn't like, but The Bye-Bye Man.
Oh God, I remember you watching this.
I quite liked it. It's not a great film.
What was the thing you couldn't say? You couldn't say something watching that film. Wasn't there like a word that you couldn't say? Or was it just
I honestly I don't remember. But it is a good film. I enjoyed it. It's not the best, but it's a good
it's a horror film.
If you like horror films.
Yeah.
The Invisible Man looks amazing. It looks like it's adapted really well.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer. It looks genuinely terrifying.
Is that the one where they throw the paint down the loft and then he's there on the ladder? I believe I've seen that clip from a trailer?
I don't know. I have. If so, awesome. I haven't seen it. I've tried to not watch loads of content about it because if you do for horror films, it kind of ruins it.
Yeah.
So the jump scares and stuff, which is unfortunately a massive part of the genre.
Yeah. And they've always got to get them in.
Yeah. But if they're done well, they're really good. So Cabin in the Woods has an amazing one at the start, where they're just like driving through the facility, and then just the title screen pops up. Just the title of the film pops up, and just a scream. It's awesome. When I first watched that film, I almost chinned the person I was watching because it was terrifying. That is an awesome film. But The Invisible Man, I'm really excited because Lee Winnell is obviously a huge name. If you've seen the first Saw, you know
I have seen the first Saw.
You know, in the bathroom with Jim Gordon.
Yes.
Not Jim Gordon. That's fucking Batman.
Jim Gordon. I know who you mean.
Larry. Lawrence Gordon.
There yes.
And the other guy.
Yeah.
The other guy is Lee Winnell.
Oh, is it? Okay, right. There we go. I
don't remember his name in the film though.
That's fine. I mean, that's detail. Who cares about detail?
It is Adam. There we go. Adam. I haven't seen the first one in a while.
That's the one where Jigsaw rises between them, isn't it? And he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah, he's the body in the middle.
Yeah.
Who's not actually dead. I could talk about Saw for ages. What a franchise. It's sort of
got worse.
The new one's coming out looks nuts. It's like Chris Rock.
Is there another one? Bloody
it's like
hell.
From the it's not called like Saw like 40 whatever.
Oh right.
Now. It's like from the maker, not from the makers, from it's like an offshoot of Saw.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
But The Invisible Man looks amazing. Lee Winnell is awesome. So any vehicle driven by him is, going to be pretty good. Even
a Fiat 500?
No. I feel very strongly about that car. Very strongly about that car. I'm definitely going to watch it.
My next sort of... Well, you see, I say my next viewing experience. It's just going to be whatever I fancy, to be honest. But I do definitely want to see Jojo Rabbit. It's one of those... I mean, I really like all of Taika Waititi's films. I've not seen a bad Taika Waititi film. Yeah. And this looks really good. And from what I've heard, it sounds like it's so much more complex than the comedy that it... Because that's what he's brilliant at. He's brilliant at taking something which is deadly serious and then making it so it's quite light-hearted, but whilst also keeping the message there. Because this is, I gather that the main story is about a kid who's, who is just too nice of a person to be a Nazi. Basically, that's the whole the whole premise of it. And as strange as it will be, and to see Taika Waititi being Hitler, I just think it looks like something that is so... It just looks very powerful in the strangest of ways. So I do definitely want to see that, and I will definitely be seeing it, whether that's in the cinema or not. Because the last time I went to the cinema was to see Joker. I slack with the cinema.
I watched The Gentleman last in the cinema.
Yeah, I see. Obviously Netflix and other streaming sites are available. No,
I watched. Again, I don't like to watch too many trailers.
Yeah.
When it comes to films and stuff, because I feel like it ruins it.
Certainly nowadays.
Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit. I watched a scene. With Stephen Merchant and Heil Hitler is said a ridiculous number of times. Sort of each character says it to every character. Like before they, greet them. Like when they greet them, they say Heil Hitler. And there's just so many characters, and it was such a funny scene. But it was like everyone in the scene was being deadly serious.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It's such a Taika scene.
Yeah.
He's got such a interesting style of comedy,
and that's just a superb duo, Taika Waititi and Stephen Merchant. You couldn't pick two better people to be the driving force of a comedy. I
feel like Stephen Merchant is a very overlooked person in the industry.
Yeah, as someone who is appreciative of writers, of course Ricky Gervais is fantastic in everything that he's done, but I actually think the stronger of the two is Stephen Merchant.
If we're talking about them, surely you should mention Carl Pilkington.
Yes, yep. He should also be in there.
He
is
funny. I love that guy. I have a friend that looks very much like Stephen Merchant.
Do you?
I won't say who it is.
Does he know? Could be a she. I don't know.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, he knows.
You're going to break their heart if they don't.
He knows.
Jimmy.
Not even remotely close. He looks like Stephen Merchant.
Well, that's nice. That's good for him. Did he ever get asked for an autograph? I doubt it.
Yes, but for a different reason.
Well, we're 1 hour and 15 in, and we're going off topic, so that's probably a good place to stop. I mean, what haven't we covered today? We've covered the Oscars. We've covered films that we've seen, games, films that we're going to see. Pretty much summed up everything. You don't need to go and do anything else for the rest of your day. You can go put your mac and cheese in the oven. I'm having mac and cheese tonight. Actually, I'm really excited. Although, unfortunately, me and my partner tend to fight when we make cheese sauce. It's very stressful.
I need to pop to the supermarket. I'm not going to say which one.
No, because people will find you. No, that's not the reason, because other supermarkets are available.
And I do shop at this one supermarket pretty much exclusively, but it's not a committed relationship.
Spa.
Not fucking Spa. To get my dinner, I'm not too sure. I might have mac and cheese now you've mentioned it. I love mac and cheese.
It's good shit.
I don't want to make it though. That's effort.
Yeah, this is the problem. I'm sure you can buy a microwavable run.
I don't have a partner to argue with about the cheese sauce, and also to force me to make mac and cheese.
Yeah, to be fair,
so
I've forcibly become a chef. Effectively, this is what it's taught me a new skill.
Sure,
if I don't come away with a wife, I'll come away with an ability to cook.
Ability to make mac and cheese
and toad in the hole and any other delights.
Ooh, I might make a cottage pie.
Ooh, nice! I can make that as well. It's good. The police are coming.
We're just flexing what we can cook.
Yeah. What's the nicest thing you can cook?
Cottage pie.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh no, I can't make lasagna.
The nicest thing I cook is slow cooked barbecue chicken, pulled apart, put in a brioche roll with wedges and salad.
Last time I made the lasagna, I put my fist through it.
And if that isn't the place to sign off, I don't know what is.
Right.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening.
Catch you in 4 months.
We're gonna try and make another one.
Yes,
relatively
we will.
soon.
We'll try.
We're gonna sort of try and get together most weeks and record some type of content.
Yeah.
Whether it be a podcast or sort of a reaction to something.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and.
Dan might have to upload an apology video soon because of all the controversial things that he says.
I'm really gonna have to listen to this episode back
closely.
If there's some cuts, you'll know it's because Matt said something awful. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.